Good morning, everybody. Give me a second here. Retail sales. Be out in a second here. Bear with me. Running a little behind, I know, shocker. I need coffee. Nobody wants me without coffee. Yeah, we're going up. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Super late to me. Sorry, guys. I don't have any. Can I do it without anything on? It looks like it. It looks pretty clear, doesn't it? Or is it too dark? Is the photo too dark? Someone tell me if the photo's too dark. No one's telling me anything. No one's just, they're all staring at me. Okay. Oh, maybe it's too dark. All right, let's go do that. All right, let's get into it. Looks fine. It's fine. Oh, okay. Now everybody wants to talk. Now it's too late. That's what you get. Now you get the lights. I got the echo. I got to shut some of these doors. Let's get to it. Good morning, cool cats and kittens. Whoa. All right, let's get to this quick. Did I miss something? What did I miss? Nothing. It's a big move. It's a bigger move than we had. $20 basis points. How are we going to make money today? Still got net sellers. How do we know we have net sellers? Right? You guys know this stuff by cold now, right? You guys know this cold, not by cold. Create new sayings, right? If you don't break the line, do you have net sellers or buyers? Net sellers. So you still at the open. So you got net sellers. All right, let's get to it. Was it a bad number? I actually got a decent night's sleep, and I think that's the problem. I think I slept too much. I got like 6.5 hours. My body's like, what are you doing? 0.4. I mean, I don't really view that. That's what did it. It wasn't the, that's not why it went up here. This is why we went up. Hold on. That's actually a really good number. And that's going to confuse the heck out of the market. That's where we went up. You're going to see a lot of May. Hold on. We're really aggressive. Apologies. Here we go. All right. See retail sales right here? I think we can make this even bigger. If we hit this. Who can do stuff on the computer? I can. See the retail sales right here? That's like, it's good. Export prices. Oh, please go away. Export prices. All right. But this was what we were looking for, right? Retail sales. If you take out autos, look where you're at. Export prices, import prices, retail sales. What's interesting here is this. New York State Empire Manufacturing booming. Like that's a booming number. So that's a sign of you may reinflate. See that? Like that's not I know you guys don't watch all this stuff, so you're not going to know it, but like that's a number. Watch. Like, because I know you guys are going to watch this stuff like that carefully, but look, I mean, you have to go back to December 21 to see a number like that, right? You're all back here, and you can kind of see the landscape, how you turn, but is that a historic thing where it happens every November where you go up? Let's just see if that's the case. So you're up here in November too. So you spiked in November there. How about here? Is November a big spike? November seems to be more bullish historically, but not all the time, right? We had a pandemic. It's a number. Let's go back 10. That's a number. Ooh, is that a number? I wonder why. This is going to be really interesting. At 9:15, you're going to want to watch this. You're going to want to watch industrial production today and some of these manufacturing production numbers, business inventories. You're going to want to watch some of this stuff today. That's really, really interesting. What did the bond market do? Bond market should have sold off, and it'll probably go higher for some godforsaken reason. They were thinking that could be your first dovish move. The retail sales, the consumer's strong though. So, all right, let's get to some of this stuff. Bitcoin's holding in here really nicely. If you're like a Bitcoin head, so very little to say. I mean, got elected and the thing's up, $20,000 from when he got elected. So it is what it is. Does it deserve to be here? This is the price they're willing to pay now. We'll see. There's a chart out there. I think it's pretty interesting. It's I don't know the right way to do it. It might be this way to do it. Hold on. I did find it interesting. They're doing this in regards to gold. So what they're doing is they're saying every time, this is the argument. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right at all. But this is the argument, that every time Bitcoin gets up here in relation to gold, it's a sell. I saw this. Like that's the area where you'll get that pullback. If I'm to look at that, I see something significantly different. You guys probably see it too, right? And I think it's just worth talking about. I should really save this for like Saturday's video, but there's your cup, right? Here's your handle. And You always want to clone these. Hold on. I have a lot to cover too, but this just hit me. It's a fascinating chart. It's a really good chart. So what they're saying is every time you get up here, historically, you have some kind of pullback, right? Anytime that you're over a certain amount, there's like an 80% draw. You know, the problem with the draw is going to be the same thing that got gold up. Like if you get central banks and you get, see, the whole thing with Bitcoin has always been, oh, you're going to get institutional sponsorship. Yeah, that's great. But you know what's better? Government sponsorship. And you're already seeing like Pennsylvania's like wants to be mini Trump, like us too. We're going to do it too. Look, guys, we're cool. Vote for us. So I don't know. I don't know that you're going to see the same kind of thing here. I don't know that I agree with that thesis. You know, that you are going to see like an 80% drop from here because of this. And you know, that one was 54. You know, you go through them from the, like these peaks, they're saying from here to here, they're measuring it somehow. I have to go and look at it, but you get these 80% drops. I don't know. I don't know that you're going to again. You know, I think that people will be kicking themselves forever for not buying this when FTX blew up. I knew I was, because it made so much sense. Like if it was ever going to go away, that was it, FTX. But I think it's worth paying attention to. And I think if you look at it this way, they're selling. They're going to sell gold. Like they're just going to keep dumping gold. I mean, every time I keep waiting for it to bounce so that I can short it, it's just not bouncing. But gold's going considerably lower, like considerably lower. So I don't know. A lot of people with the bond market, I keep waiting for it to rally to short it. I shorted it yesterday. It was all right. I mean, it wasn't great. I don't know. I think you're getting kind of washed out here. I'm not going to get all dovish here, but like I do think you're getting washed out. I saw Tom Lee getting a little dovish. I don't know. I think he needs to stay in his wheelhouse a little bit with the equities. He does very well with the equities, but like he's got, at least he's thought out. His process is thought out. I'll leave it at that. But I don't know. I don't know that you're going to get dovish. He seems to be saying you should be getting dovish on bonds. I don't see that. So, but I got a lot that I want to go through here. Let's do it. Let's just do it old school. We'll just jump right into it and get into it. We'll start here this way. And I'm going to have to leave early or on time. I have a lot on here, and I have a lot that's going to expire this morning. I have to get prepped. If you look at that range, okay. I mean, it's like a flea on a gnat right now, right? But if that breaks, where do you go? Well, obviously, you're going to come down to here, Boomer, which is going to be right around that 59.30. The high end of that range is going to put you right up here, which is that 1618, which is kind of interesting that the fib drops you right there. And then this 6,000 is now your nemesis, right? That is resistance. So no matter how you want to frame it, you tested it, you failed. You tested it, you failed, and you dropped. I do want to say that at the end of the days, you are seeing, and I'm going to go over this tomorrow for sure. I look at the last hour, you are seeing selling. And I think you're seeing rotation more than selling, but net sellers for sure at the end of the day. But I think you're seeing more rotation. I think that things are going to happen faster than slower right now as far as rotation. And I don't think people get that. They're about to. They're about to, in my opinion. So let's see how this goes. But until you're over 6,000, I mean, you're going to bonk around here, and I don't know what's going to get you over that. I truly don't. So you're going to have some sectors here that are going to sell down for sure. But I'd watch this area and see if you can get to it. The next thing, obviously, is this 59.61. Can you even get through that today? Can you even get through 59.54? I'll have a net negative bias on the market. I had one yesterday. All I did was short yesterday. I think that's all I did yesterday was short. You got to get over that 59.53 before I even think about it. And you might do it. I don't view the numbers as bad. I think that manufacturing is telling you they're not going to cut rates. So, and Paul Tudor Jones and Druckenmiller have been screaming it forever. So, we'll say, as far as going out a little further, we can do the hourly and take a look at it, see what we have going on here. I don't think you really need me for that, right? I mean, you guys all can see the shelf right here. You guys probably already saw it. So I'm not really adding a ton of value there. To point at this and go, look over here. Like, I don't really think that's worth your time. So you guys all know it. Like, okay, what am I going to say? 5,900? Oh, thanks, Rocky. So let's just move on and not waste each other's time. Let's go to NQ. Come on, work with me. And we've been talking about that NQ has been worse than the ES. We saw that here from that Thursday level. We went over this week. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that all the videos that come out during the weekday, they're all linked together. It starts on Saturday, and then they'll link Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so that you can actually follow along what we're not only doing in the room, but what my thought process is. So you need to hold there. And I don't think you're going to hold there, to be honest with you. I think you're coming in, and I think you're coming down. So you kind of have to look at what's actually happening versus what you want to have happen, right? And I think if you crack here, I think it's going to get worse. So I'm trying to stay in my NASDAQ trades, but for longer term, but it's not really working. I think it's going to get worse, not better. But then I think it's going to get way better. It's kind of where my head is. But I think you got to flush out the winners and the losers here. I'm seeing a lot of talk on AI about diminishing returns. Okay, you haven't even implemented the new chip cycles yet, but you're already seeing diminishing returns. Maybe diminishing returns for some people that aren't good enough to get the returns that they think they're going to get. But they're like, oh, AI is hitting a wall, and then Altman came out and said, oh, there is no wall. There's always a wall. It's just, where is it? It's probably not in the first 18 months, right? I mean, if someone came out, it's very similar to me of Netscape, when people said, okay, well, now we know what Netscape can do, so we don't really need the internet. Okay. But if you take a look at something like NQ, you need to hold these kinds of levels. You can see it too, like right there. Watch, if you just drill even into that bar is right tied to these kinds of levels. So that's big. And what I do with this stuff, because usually I'll be in the middle of it, is I just hit here and I'll just put alert right there, right? So that I can see what's happening right there and kind of go from there. And we'll see how it goes. But if it hits that, I want to know. Let's go to a 5-minute bar on a 15. Let's do the 5s, and then we'll go to the 15. But you can see like your areas, you crack, you have a problem. We'll do the 15 real quick, and then you can say it even cleaner. And so where are you coming? Probably down to here. I mean, because you can see there's some nonsense right there. So, but you can see that pretty clearly, right? So that's what I'd be looking at, something like that. I think that's a pretty interesting way to look at it. And you can see all your stuff up here from yesterday, from when you cracked, kind of go from there. Now I wonder, wait a second here, let's just grab this, because I think this is more important than looking at it any other way. That was that little area. You kept popping over. You kept making those lower highs. Yeah, I think that's a much better outlook, way to look at it right now. I wonder if I can make that better. No, I really want to keep that level in there because you can see that today. Maybe I got to take this off and change it. People should know what day it is, right? And I can put the logo up there. I keep the logo on there because people actually take the video and pretend it's theirs and dub it, which is bizarre to me. It's so weird. Okay. Let's go through some news. AMAT, I didn't think it was that bad. Apparently I'm alone in thinking that. I had a long, I went short, I flipped it. I made my money back, but I didn't make any real money on it at all. So I'm just out. I'm flat right now. I got out this morning at like 5:30 at like 170 and change, but I had a long one. It just didn't work. I kept waiting for it to rally on the conference call. And you know what's bothersome about it is the guidance was not awful, but I don't know how people, like what people were expecting after ASML and their biggest clients are basically sitting on the sidelines. So I don't know, maybe, you know, I don't know. I thought it was a good call, but apparently I'm alone. Pardon me. Sometimes this happens. We saw this happen with a firm where people didn't get the call right away, and then all of a sudden they got it. I was long this last week into this, and then people just didn't get it, and then eventually like they figured it out. Like, hey, this was really good, and then just got bought and got ahead of itself, right? So, and this was really good, and I'm just shocked the way it acted on it. But maybe it's just an option plays. I don't know. But the AMAT to me, I don't know that you're staying down 15, 17 points here. So it's on my list to watch. I don't know. I don't know how you're staying here. I really don't. This one vexes me a little bit because I think that people should know this stuff. And this is like where it gets to that point where you know stuff and then you think everybody else knows it, right? I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining it properly, but you think that everybody would know that, okay, if ASML loses Samsung and Intel's delaying, then AMAT, CLAC, right? Then AMAT, CLAC, and Lam Research, like they're not going to do well because that's when you need the equipment. Semiconductor capital equipment manufacturers. That's when you need the equipment, when you have the machines. So like, I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? So I don't know. You know, sometimes I wonder who's out there trading, if they know this stuff or not. Maybe they don't, but I don't understand like how these are getting hit so hard. So what that means to me is that sentiment might be still higher than I thought. And that's a concern of mine because I have an enormous position in NVIDIA. And I'm just, you know, I'm starting to wonder, like, you know, am I in like the wolves den here a little bit? Like, you know, they're going to be good, but am I going to have a problem? I don't know. It's starting to concern me a little bit. I'm going to play the game, but I'm starting to wonder if I should be hedged a little bit more with it. I'm talking out loud, but I'm just telling you where my head is. Let's just keep going. I actually think ASML is going to probably gap fill. It probably is going to gap fill already. It's probably going to take out the low now. I don't know if there's anything to do with it now, but it's a pretty easy short using the stop. But there's some stuff here we got to go over. Let's get to it. Spacephones. I don't know why they're selling Spacephones. They're probably communists. I don't know who hates Spacephones. You know, you missed revenue. I mean, how many Spacephones are you selling right now? How many people are in space needing a phone? So, you know, you did 900. The estimate was 7 million. I don't know. It went up 40%. You have an enormous short position out there by retail. It would not surprise me at all to see this thing lift. Not even a little bit. Not even a tiny bit would that surprise me to see that lift. I have calls. I don't think that they're going to be wallpaper. I'm going to hold them. I actually think you see this thing lift. So I really do. I think you see it go. I think I slept too much. Kava's a pig. I've been shorted. I'll short it again today. You know, I think it's like, what was it trading? 80 million a restaurant. So someone got so angry. I said, it's salad. So like they sell rice too. I'm like, wow. Okay. Someone else could sell rice, you know, but these things always go in cycles. It's always cycles, guys. Like, watch. This was Shake Shack. Everybody had to be in Shake Shack. You guys remember this? You might not. Like, everyone's like, yay, Shake Shack. And then everyone's like, boo. And then it figures out what it wants to be and it works into its valuation. The same thing will happen here. It just has to grow into its valuation. It'll just take years. I don't know. I went to one. It was nice. Okay. But chart looks like a pig. Coins hanging in there, despite the fact that I keep shorting the rallies. These are topping patterns, but you know, every time you think it's going to break, it rallies. The bifurcation's an issue, but this looks to me like we're going higher. I mean, I'm just going to tell you, like when I look at Bitcoin, I think we're going higher. There's a bunch of stuff I want to go over here. I really like these pullbacks. I try to swing here. It failed. I think it's important for me to start talking about the trades that don't work. I try to trade here. It failed. I will get back in this. I think I have a shot now to come back down to like 317, which is awesome. I like Adobe too. Disney, I shorted. Disney did Disney stuff. I thought this was a layup short. I actually thought it'd come in more. It didn't. MSTR is the hedge. This is really holding up really well with all this selling. I just want to point this out. Like, I had a trade back here and I blew it out at like 180 because I'm smart. And then it does this. And, you know, I've been trading it ever since, but I had a swing back there. Made like 40 points. Thought I was a genius. But if you look here, I guess I'm not going to have time for a lot of questions. Sorry, guys. If you look here, you're holding. So, you know, say what you want, but that is holding. NVIDIA is starting to concern me. It really is here. Let's get through some of the other stuff I really think you guys need to know. SMCI, you know, it's nothing to come in one day and this thing's at like $12. So just FYI. What else should you guys know? This is bothersome because I'm going to get round tripped on it, but that's the game. I guess Zeta refuted this. I haven't read the news yet. If someone knows the news, put it in the chat, but maybe they refuted everything because that looks like it's going to go. I actually thought that the report was decent, but someone's out there maybe defending it. I'm short mRNA. I'm short all these pharma names. I think they're going to go a lot lower. This is a one-hit wonder vaccine company tied to Pfizer. They're in a lot of trouble. You're seeing China come out and get rid of exports. Amazing how fast everybody got in line, right? Export costs. So you're going to see these guys move pretty nicely here. So that's really the big stuff. The other big thing that I think you need to pay attention to is defense names. I thought that these would drop like a stone the day that he got elected, and it didn't. And then I just thought I was wrong, but I was just early. I was way early. And this thing's going to get smoked. Like, these things are going to get smoked. So two things. One, you have lack of defense spending. And two, the other thing that's going to happen here is that you're going to get to a point where these kinds of names, like discretionary spending is 47%. So no sector has more discretionary government spending than defense. They can just stop it like that. But I think these names they're hosed. They are absolutely hosed. And Kennedy's going to get nominated. So the HHS is not up. I think the big one's going to be the Attorney General. But if he gets in pot names and they think the Secretary of Defense may have an issue, but I don't think so. I don't think he's going to have an issue. I think the one that he's going to have a problem with is the AG, but we'll see how it goes. But you want to know for monetary and fiscal policy. Good morning from Houston. Yeah, I don't see how he's going to cut rates and hold. I don't know how this is going to go, but I don't see it. I don't think he should have cut 25 basis points last time. I'm not going to have time to do it all. YPF looks great, John, and I apologize for coming in late. I'll make sure Monday morning I take a ton of questions. This looks amazing. And the amount of, like, look at when it moved from here on. This thing's just going to be a monster. So I just need a pullback. I rotated all those banks right into this. So all those banks that I owned, I just rolled all that money into just the ETF, and I'm doing okay. I would have probably just been better holding the banks. Maybe, I don't know. I have to go do the math. Maybe, yeah, it's been better holding the banks. And we own this at $4, 4.5. So it's been over a year, right? It's what I'm saying. People have no idea where some of this stuff, when some of these turns, where they can wind up in a year. This is when we bought it. People are like, all you do is day trade. Okay. But that YPF move, yeah, that's huge. I need some backfill of some level to get involved. But yeah, this thing's going to be an absolute monster. Hi, Lisa. Happy Friday. 562 in the room. If everyone can hit the like button, please. Argentina hitched their wagon to the U.S. big time. No country is hitching their wagon more than Argentina. What the hell is my coffee? Oops, where's my coffee? Give me 1 second. Nectar of the gods. No one is hitching their wagon more, bro. Nobody than Argentina. Like EU, no one. And no one stands to benefit more than Latin America. Nobody than what he's doing in the US. No one. So he's made his position very clear on what he's willing to do to have a relationship with the US. So Argentina, like that trade it's going to be just a monster because they're so small, they're so levered. You know, it's going to be huge. Let's look at MFG real quick, and I am going to try to wrap this up. It's too thin for me, man. Way too thin for me. This one and the other one look really good. I was just looking at the other one. What is the other one? Let me see if I can find it real quick. I think that's it. What is it? It's that's it. It's MUFG. This one. They all look great. They both look great, right? The problem is they're too thin for me, but they look great. They do, and they're going to go higher because of what's going on with the dollar. Like, look at here's the trade, Jacob. Like, do you want to see the trade? Here's the trade. As long as the dollar goes higher, these are going up. Is the dollar going to go higher under Trump? Yeah. It's really going to hurt Europe, but the dollar is going to go higher. MUFG, those names, as long as the dollar goes higher, these banks will go up. What's up, Albino? Those ISRG names do look good. All those names look good. Stryker, BSX, they all look great. ISRG is a beast, absolute beast. ISRG is one of those names where you hope it misses earnings so you can buy it, right? It's like SFM. Like, oh God, can you just buy bad eggs once so it gets smoked so I can get involved? Like that's because if you can get in those, like they're just perma longs. Like you never get out of them. You know, I looked at this thing at 40. I said, oh, I'll wait. Then I started thinking about buying that one. Boo. I'm going to go through this quick. We'll do a lightning round. Can you go over Amazon? What's up? I think Amazon's very well positioned here. I think the problem is just Bezos. and he's got to get out of his own way. But like Blue Origin's $2 billion a year for him to fund that. It's literally $2 billion a year. And I don't know what the heck he's doing there. The only thing we've ever seen him do is he went up in space. So like, I mean, what have they done? I don't know. Maybe they've done a lot, and I'm not up to speed. You guys probably know more than I do. All right, so you have that, right? And then you'd have, like, he's got to pay for the Washington Post because it can't pay for itself. But that's only like $100 million or $200 million a year. So that's nothing to him, right? That loss, and it gives him a mouthpiece. And I actually think him not endorsing a candidate was smart. I actually think the LA Times not endorsing a candidate was smart too. I don't think any of these newspapers should. I think they need to get back to objectivity if they ever were objective. I don't know why I'm even talking about it, but I don't know. Do you want to do it here? Like, why now? Like, what's the hurry now? I don't know. Like, if you said, I want to buy Netflix now, like, I'd be like, oh, okay, I understand why. Right. But like, there's a lot of reasons for Netflix to like rip, and you can just even say it from, the earnings and then the consolidation and then, the breakout back over the 12 and then boom, it drips and now you're up $50. Like, I get that trade, right? I don't get the I don't know why I have to own Amazon here is my point. You might want to look at historic. How does it do now into the Christmas cycle? Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm missing something. It won't be the first time. What's up, Journal? What's up, Corey? What's going on, Mitch? Dirty hammer. All right, dude. What's going on? Let's go through this. How am I able to short companies so quick? I hit a button that says short or sell, and then I'm short or I sell. I just hit the button. I have all the preset things that have the ability to stop me from doing everything removed. I have no guardrails on anything. I hit a button, it works. It's like all my guardrails are off. I don't believe in hotkeys. If you ask them in the room, I tell them all the time, I am a hotkey. Yeah, I mean, I just think you're ahead of yourself now. I mean, it's not something I play with. Klarna IPO will be interesting. Let's do this, Stephen. It's going to be a great trading day. We went through Nat Gas, higher stockpiles, changing the outlooks. Thanks, Boomer. I actually think Nat Gas is the way to go, but I'm alone in that thinking. Bro, every single time I think I should buy Nat Gas, just short it. Like, if you ever listen to a Saturday video and you're like, oh my God, he's telling everyone to buy natural gas again, just literally fade me, because no matter what I think is going to move it, it never moves it. Like, all these data centers are going to use natural gas. Phenomenal. They're all going to build there. They're all going to TPL, right? Like, that's why TPL's moving and LB's moving, because they're going to build facilities near these lands where they're going to lease the natural gas, and it's going to be huge. And then you look at natural gas and it's like, womp womp. I don't get it. I don't get it for the life of me. So I wouldn't listen to me on natural gas. Best lighting ever in the dark. It looks good, right? It's not dark. It was okay. Green is the color of death. Green is the color of money. Oh, green is the color of death. Who starts off a conversation like that? What is wrong with you? Yeah, I don't get it, man. I let them set up again. Just let the chart set up. Good morning from Croatia. Good morning from Miami. I don't see who's buying gold, dude. They're not buying gold. Like, can it rally? Yeah, you're getting your first doji here. If you flip that, you might have an issue. I mean, you're definitely not exhausted yet, are you? Are you? You're getting there. You're kind of getting there. So, well, you're getting exhausted. You couldn't rally back up to like 244 or something. I mean, you're getting there, dude. You are getting exhausted. I could it get more exhausted? Yeah. It could, but you're getting exhausted there. You might want to look at something like a histogram on a 4-hour. I swear one of these days I'll learn how to use this thing. So you see this? See how it's changing colors? Right. So you got to be thinking less, not more. Because once the histogram bottoms, that's it. Your bottom's in. You just don't know when. You see how like the histogram on the 4-hour bottoms there? You see how that red goes to pink? Watch. Right? You see how it's changing already? Okay. See how it changed here and then it moved? Right. So go to the 4-hour. Do it off of 4. And you'll see it. You can see it here too. Bonk. And then it goes red, pink, boop. Right? Don't use it on the up. Use it on the down. Red, pink, boop. Right? Say it with me. Red, pink, boop. Red, pink, boop. Right? It's just over and over and over again. Right? So simple. Doesn't always work. I mean, maybe you drop a little bit, but it usually marks. And also the depth of it is you're down there, man. Like you're down there. Like that's, that's historic levels. So hopefully that's helpful. You're getting to that point, where you could see a bounce, I guess is the best way to look at it. What's up, Mike? Great for you. Good for you, buddy. Nice plug there. Dark Tony. Dark Tony. It's too much bonding. Yeah, I'm short PFA. No, I don't. I'm short it. They're not saber rattling. They're not saber rattling. They're going to do a lot of things. No, it's not good. It's not good for pharma at all. I don't know if it's a blow off top or not. I don't think med devices is going to be a problem. I would like them to do that. I think Meta's going to have some real issues, but I think they're going to wait. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there. I'm all in on Spacephones. But what do you need revenue for? Well, you just keep hashtag Spacephone. Yeah, I think so too. I'm not. I mean, I have puts outstanding, but anything can happen. Anything can happen there. Just protect yourself is the best thing I could say. Bird in the hand there. Was he? I don't usually watch that kind of stuff. Musk is, yeah. Well, but he's not going to do anything to 26. I was going to buy back stock. Bro, it's brutal. Just fade me. I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm telling you. Like, who starts a conversation like that? No, it's not due. It's due to the fact they're going to cut the budget big time. And that hasn't been taken to the woodshed yet. It can get a lot worse. All right, I'm out of here. Trade to win today. Super late. Have a great weekend, guys.